If not, do understand and get, your day is going to get better once your perception gets better. If you are new to my channel, my name is Dina Bryant, and today we are pretty much going to talk about self-image. Okay. This title, it had came about, I was listening to Bob Proctor earlier today, and it reminded me of a time where as though I used to be extremely shy, okay? And the reason being is a lot of times we have this self-image of ourselves because of our parents, like how we was brought up, okay? And so I remember, hey, Miss Harden, peace to you, baby, peace to you, peace to you. I remember growing up, I would hear my mother say, and shout out to my mother, okay? I would hear her constantly say that like she would be shy, right? And even my grandmother, my mother's mother, she would say, like if people was to come over to the house and stuff like that, she would be like, I don't know what to say. Like if I was to bring, one of my boyfriends, over or whatever it is like that, I wasn't living with my grandmother at that time, but if I bring one of my boyfriends over and I leave him in the living room and maybe I go to the store or something, my grandmother would say, when I came back, like after the guy left, she'd be like, oh, I didn't know what to say to him and stuff like that. Self-image, okay, it is stopping you from earning money, okay? Not only earning money, but it's stopping you from enjoying your life that you was created to enjoy, okay? I'm gonna give you guys a few examples, okay? I remember when I first started doing Uber, right? And I already knew that I wasn't working for nobody else. Like, yeah, some people may say, well, you working for customers if do Uber or whatever, it was like that. But I knew I wasn't going to be clocking in for no one else, okay? After my last job, I done got fired. I always knew it was something else in the cards for me besides me working for someone else, besides me, clocking in for somebody else and all these different things. Like I just knew I had this innate feeling of knowing that this is not what it is for me. I didn't quite exactly know what it was. I didn't know like I would be doing these videos, and we're gonna get into that too. But I didn't know. I just knew that clocking in for someone else and being on someone else's time, it was like this feeling of my spirit just knew, Dina, you didn't come here for that. Okay. And so I like to say everything that we tend to grow through, everything that we going through, we may think at that particular time like is for us. And I often say everything that you go through, it is not for you. Okay. It is not for you. It is for you to push yourself, and you are able to handle it because you are so goddamn strong. Okay. You are phenomenal. You are beautiful. You are outright strong. Okay. All right. And by you going through that and growing through it, you give somebody else hope. You give the person that maybe would break or may fold, okay, in that given situation or circumstance. But by you showing up, okay, and you letting people know, like, listen, this is what I've been through, okay, you actually give them hope. And I'm gonna say this, I remember listening to Lisa Nichols, okay, because it was many times when I would be doing these videos that sometimes I would be like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I should put this in a video. I don't know if that, right? And it would be times where as though I would listen to Lisa Nichols, and it was almost as if spirit was like giving me permission, right? Like, and I know I said before, I said, people would even tell me, don't put this in a video, don't put that in a video. Well, my videos are not made to tiptoe on eggshells. My videos are not made for you to play safe. My videos are not made for you to just keep doing the same exact goddamn thing over and over and over and expecting and hoping and lucking and wishing and praying that you get some better results. My videos are not for that. Okay. And so when I talk about the things that I tend to talk about in my videos, it is for you to play fool out. It is for you to get out of your comfort zone. And by me sharing it, okay, because I can't talk about something if I'm not doing it. All right. And so what wound up happening was when I first started doing Uber, I remember I was so terrified. I was so terrified. And you remember what I said at the beginning, right? We normally we take on other people's self images, right? Like we may have heard our mother say, "Oh, I'm nervous," or "I'm extremely shy," or whatever it is, and we grow up having this self image of us that is not the best, right? The self image of us that we think that we inferior to others, the self image that we think we not good enough, the self image that we think that other people are better or whatever it is like that. Let me tell you something. You are the star of your goddamn movie. And I want you to understand and get that. You are the star of your damn movie. Okay. You have to show up. And so what happened to me was I remember this one particular time I was in the shower and I thought about this. I had a passenger in my car, okay? And this was I done took Bob Proctor's courses, okay, took his course, I believe it was 6 months, his 6 months course, okay? I took his course. And one of the things he had said to me, honey, if the video is jumpy, okay, because honey, the energy is so good, okay? I'm trying to keep it together, okay? But I remember I took Bob Proctor's course, and one of the things he had talked about was affirmations. And he said, each morning, okay, when you get up, go in a mirror and affirm yourself. Look yourself in the eye. The eyes are the windows to the soul. And in each eye, you tell yourself exactly what it was, okay? And so every morning, at first, I felt very uncomfortable. I felt like what I was saying, it was all lies, okay? And the truth of the matter is we have two images, okay? I highly recommend you guys get this book, Psycho Cybernetics, okay, by Maxwell Maltz, okay, who was a surgeon. And he often would operate on people. And some people, he noticed, like after he would do their surgery, that it would change, the way they seen themselves. And for others, they still had their self-image of themselves. They may had a scar on their face or something like that. And although he did surgery on them, they still had an image of themselves as not being beautiful. Okay. So it's more than you dressing up. Okay. And I never knew that. I always thought that self-image was pretty much how I looked on the outside. Okay, listen, this video is coming all together, okay? But anywho, Bob Proctor, when I took Bob Proctor course, one of the things that he kept saying was, go in a mirror and affirm yourself. Tell yourself exactly the person, the man or woman that you wish to be. And I remember when I first started doing it, I felt very uncomfortable. I felt like everything that I was saying, it was a complete lie. Okay. I would look at myself in the mirror and I would tell myself, I would say, I am beautiful. I am confident. I am love. I am peace. I am gorgeous. I am sexy. I am talented. I am a creator. I am a creator of my reality. And I remember the more I kept on saying it, okay, the more I kept on saying it, I remember walking differently. Like when I would say, I am confident, honey, you see how I was saying, I am confident, okay? The more I would say that, it would give me like this feeling like, oh my goodness, girl, you are confident, okay? And it would make me do certain things that I necessarily wouldn't do. Now, we have heard this saying time and time again from our parents, okay? If you tell a lie long enough, you're going to start to believe it. Okay. And it's not that you are telling yourself lies. What people may have said to you along the way when you was a child, those were lies. Okay. You are just getting back to the real you. You are just telling yourself the goddamn honest truth now. Okay. And so it may feel uncomfortable, but I guarantee you, when you start getting in the mirror, affirming yourself, okay, you are going to start changing your self-image. The reason why a lot of people won't get in a mirror, because I remember when I first started, okay, and it was so uncomfortable, it was so unfamiliar, okay, my oldest children laughed at me. They laughed at me because I would get in a mirror and I would constantly tell myself, affirm myself. Because let me tell you something, many of us was taught that we are not supposed to get in a mirror and say that we are beautiful. Many of us was taught that you are supposed to let somebody else tell you that. Many of us was taught that it is conceited to say that you are beautiful. Many of us was taught that. And so when we don't know what it's like to affirm ourselves, okay, because we was taught that if you say that, you are conceited, we go seeking validation outside ourselves. We want somebody else to tell us exactly what it is and how they perceive us to be. And that's why the self-image is so tainted and screwed up, because people who told us these things, who told us you're not supposed to tell yourself you beautiful, you're supposed to let somebody else tell you that. And then you walk around wondering why the hell you feel like you're not good enough. You walking around and not the people who raised us, okay? Because my grandmother, she was one of the people who used to say, because when I was a kid, and my aunt, she would get our hair done. Me and my sisters, we would go to the beautician and stuff and get the creamy cracking our hair. Honey, you couldn't tell me nothing when I was a kid, okay? And I would be looking in the mirror, and my grandmother always used to say, you think everything is about hair. Or she'd say something like that. Or she'd say, or if you would say, dang, I look good. My grandmother would say, you don't say that. You let somebody else tell you that. Okay. And I love my grandmother. My grandmother was so wise. But in that part, okay, that was wrong. Okay. But because, and I know my grandmother she didn't mean it like, like seek validation. She meant it like with the most purest intent. But it's certain things that we tend to do that do not work. And it is for you to start seeing that what you're doing, it is not working. And so I remember I had this passenger, okay? And I needed to get over to the next lane. I was doing Uber. The passenger, she was going to college. And I was dropping her off to school. And I needed to get over to the next lane. And like some people when they in your car, right? Or it could be anybody. You could be with your kids. It was even times where I was with my oldest son. And, I say something, even with my oldest daughter, they'd say, one time I'm on a bus with my oldest daughter and I'm talking to the bus driver. Okay, I believe the bus driver liked me. Okay, I'm just saying, okay. But I'm talking to the bus driver and, when I seen the bus driver, we would talk and stuff like that, have a dialogue. And one day I'm getting off the bus with my oldest daughter and we done just came from shopping, me and my oldest daughter. And I tells the bus driver, I'm like, oh yeah, because I'm a YouTuber, I'm a content creator. My oldest daughter say, that was so embarrassing. I said, what's so embarrassing about it? Okay, because I gave him my YouTube, my channel name. Why was you embarrassed? Okay, now mind you, my oldest children, and I love my children to the life of me, okay? But they was the same ones who was damn laughing when I was taking Bob Proctor's program and I was in the mirror and I was bigging myself up and I was saying, I'm confident, I'm beautiful, I'm successful, I am brilliant, I am talented, I am sexy, I am kind, I am love, I am peace, I am happy, I am joy. They was the same ones who was laughing and mimicking me and saying to one another, who am I? My oldest son would say to my oldest daughter, my oldest son Xavier would say to my oldest daughter Jada, who am I? And they'd say, I am love, I am peace, and just laughing. So let me tell you something, okay? We went to Atlanta, Georgia, and I always tell this story because I want you guys to understand the significance of this damn story. We went to Atlanta, Georgia, right? And Atlanta, Georgia was one of the places that I always said that I wanted to go to. And I believe it's because my grandmother, when I was a kid, my grandmother used to talk about Georgia, okay? Because my grandmother was from Statesboro, Georgia. And Statesboro, is it Statesboro? She was from Georgia, okay? And I remember I kept saying, I'm going to Georgia, right? So this one particular day, last minute, okay, I'm kind of a spontaneous person, like jump up in the middle of, we going here, right? So I'm like, we going to Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, so we drive there, whatever, we goes to this, not this hotel, but we stayed at the hotel, which that's another topic, okay? But we goes to this mall, right? And I don't know the name of this mall, but they have like a lot of designer things in there. Is like a real luxurious, like luxury mall. Okay, I guess like a lot of people go there because the name brands. It was even some things I didn't even know how to damn pronounce up in there. Okay, and then they have a cop out there and everything like that. So I said this must be as like one of those high end malls. I had some jeans on. Okay, a $7 t-shirt. Okay, some Adidas that was about $50 from TJ Maxx. Okay, all right. My oldest daughter had some Jordans on, and I don't know what my oldest son had on. But the moral of the story is, we walking in there, honey. I felt like I was at home. You know why? Because all the stuff that I was doing prior up to that, how I was investing in myself, how I was showing up for myself, how I was telling myself exactly what the hell I know about myself. Okay. And you know who felt very uncomfortable? My two oldest children. And I said, they said, I don't like this more. And they was like, I just don't feel comfortable. I said, why you don't feel comfortable? Okay. The same ones who was laughing. The same exact ones who was laughing. So what I'm telling you is you have to change your self image. And at first it's going to sound and it's going to feel foolish. The reason is, okay, the other day I was listening to Bob Proctor and he said, some people would say this is ridiculous, changing your paradigm, which is a multitude of habits. He said, some people would say this is ridiculous. And he said, you're right, it is ridiculous. Because what you've been doing so far, okay, it has not been working. And so you have to do something different that may seem or appear to be ridiculous, okay? Because what your normal is getting you the results just like all the other people that's saying they normal. And how's that working out for you? How's that income increasing? It's not going to increase. Because why? Because you're doing what the 99% is doing. You're doing what everybody else is doing. And so you have to do different. There's no other way to it but to do it. You have to do different. And so getting back to the story with the passenger who I had in my car, taking her, dropping her off to school. So I needed to get in the next lane, right? And, I rolled my window down to honk at the horn and pretty much make eye contact with the driver who was in the next lane and ask, could I get over? And I asked the driver that. And when I rolled my window back up, you know what the passenger said to me? She said, oh, my goodness. She was like, I could have never done that. I said, that was so simple. I didn't tell her it was so simple, but it was just me honking a horn just to get over. But I didn't always start off being like this, okay? I didn't always start off feeling like, it's not about what I have on, okay? And I'm going back because I remember when I first started doing videos, my hair used to stick, right? If you go to some of my Facebook videos or even if you could find my older YouTube channels, honey, my hair used to be sticking up on my head. I did not care, but I needed to go through that. See, first it was, I created this image, this persona of me being so perfect, of me having it all together, right? But I seen that didn't work. I seen that the adults who showed me that, who heart was in the right place, but that did not work for me. And so I had to go back and find exactly who the hell I was. And I had to strip myself. And so when I would show up with my hair sticking up on top of my head, that didn't matter. None of that mattered. What mattered was me getting back to my true self, the real Dina. And so when I would do that, I never looked at it like, girl, your hair sticking up on top of your head. It was more so about the message that needed to be conveyed. It was more about me letting people know, like, listen, I don't care what you going through, what you look like, what you've been through, okay? You have the ability to change your whole goddamn existence. You have the ability to change your damn life. And that's what my message was about. And I remember my mother told me when I first started doing videos, she said, Dina, I know. First she said about me being on YouTube, and she said, maybe go to Facebook. And I did go to Facebook. And then she said, If you put the lipstick and stuff on, you know how you used to put the lipstick on and, do your hair and stuff like that, I think you would get more views. But at that time, it never was about the views. It never was. Now, I would check the views, okay, because, having a human experience, but it never was about the views. You see, I didn't want people showing up on my channel that felt like they had it all together, because that was the image that I got rid of. So I didn't want to bring that to my channel. I wanted the ones who knew or was on their way to know it. And I like to say I know who I am, but each and every day I'm getting to know myself more, because each and every day I'm learning something different. And I wanted the people who wasn't, oftentimes people want to, and this is how I used to be. I wanted real friends, but I was acting so fake. I wanted real friends, but I was being so fake. And oftentimes you want real friends, or you want people to be real with you, but you're not even real with you. And so that's what I didn't want my channel to be about that. I didn't want my channel. I wanted my channel, it was going to be about business. Okay. It was going to be about about you being uncomfortable. It was going to be about you being authentic. It was going to be about you being very transparent. It was going to be about you facing your damn self. That's what it was going to be about. And so I say to you that you have the ability to change your self-image. And I never knew that I would be doing videos, because I told you guys, I remember watching one of the girls who I grew up with, and I would watch her do Facebook Lives. And I would be like, oh my goodness, how could she do that? How could she go live and be? I was so insecure. I was so insecure. But I got sick and tired of acting out this persona, wearing all these different masks, acting out this image, acting out, being so perfect, and, all these different things. And I just could not do it anymore. It was like my spirit just was sick and tired. My spirit was like, listen, this ain't working. Okay. Now, I know your family members done told you and showed you a few things, but listen, this ain't why you're here. Okay? And I needed to do something different. And so that difference cost me the self-image that I thought I knew. That difference cost me, in the words of Ralph Smart, okay? You got to lose your mind to come to your senses. And that's what I needed to do. And so I highly recommend you guys get this book, The Psycho Cybernetics, okay? And I'm going to just read this, and I'm going to close with this, because me and my youngest son, we about to go get these churros, okay? But let's see. Food is today? I don't know, probably like 10 more minutes or so. Let me see. Because I highlighted was, and you know what? I don't want nobody out there to feel as though I'm any different. Okay. Only the thing I do, I study. I study each and every day. And that's what really changed me, because and I like saying this, and I say this a lot. You guys have heard me say this time and time again. We have been programmed to go against certain laws in this here universe. Okay. And no, just wait, Beauty. And by us going against certain laws in this here universe, we tend to do things and get results. And sometimes we don't know. Like, well, why is this keep on happening? It's because of the program that you have in your subconscious mind. Is because of the habits that you tend to do, that you may not even realize that you are the one that's doing them. You are the one that's creating this reality that you are creating. And so you may often see some people who struggle with some form of addiction, right? They say, well, I'm not going to smoke again. Okay. And then soon as something happens that may seem challenging to them, the first thing they turn to is to a cigarette. Is because of the programming that's in the subconscious mind. Your subconscious, it does not know fantasy from reality. Okay. And so remember what I said when I would get in the mirror and constantly tell myself, I am beautiful, I am kind, I am brilliant, I am smart, I am love, I am kind, I am peace. When I was telling myself that, it was going into my subconscious mind. And through the repetition of me keep on saying it over and over and over and over again, in the words of Bruce Lipton, it's like I'm putting in another cassette tape. Okay. I'm taking out the cassette tape of, whatever I was told when I was a kid, oh, you get the cat by the tail. Now I'm telling myself, okay, you are brilliant. Okay. So that, oftentimes what you tend to do is you tend to focus on the things that people may have said that is not in your best interest, that is not working out for you in life. Some people may have said you were stupid. Okay. Some people may have called you a reject. Okay. But by you keep on playing this image in your subconscious mind, okay, and you may take a test and don't even realize why you keep on scoring so low is because of your self-image. Is because of what's embedded in the subconscious mind. And you have to change that. No one else can change that for you. You have to change that. You have to be willing to change that. And at times it may feel uncomfortable. Okay. It may feel uncomfortable, but let me tell you something. One thing that I know to be true. You are able to do it. You have so much goddamn potential within you that nobody could ever tell you what you are capable of. You are able to change your goddamn whole entire existence. You are able to change your whole entire reality. You are able to wake up, and if you don't like what you're producing or if you don't like what you're receiving from life, you have the ability to do something different. You have the ability to change your goddamn life. You have the ability to say, you know what, this don't work for me. This is not working for me. Therefore, I am going to do something different. And you don't need to know exactly all the steps. When I first started doing these videos, I didn't know all the steps. I just knew that the part that I was playing, the persona, the perfect, okay, I knew that part, that wasn't serving me no more. And so I was willing to show up. I was willing to get uncomfortable because the way I was living, it was so uncomfortable. It pushed me to do something different. I was so eager to get something different because what I thought was the norm or what I thought was the safety, it was not working for me. My spirit would say it was enough. And so I had to do something different. And that different, it caused me to show up in front of this goddamn camera. Okay? All right? And so you have the ability to change your perception in your life. I don't give a damn what your mama or your daddy or your uncle or aunt or you was raised in the system or any of those things. Those things do not have to define who the hell you are. They do not, just because you've been living your way for 10 years a certain type of way or 20 years a certain type of way, 30 years a certain type of way, you can change your goddamn life. It only take a decision. In the words of Kevin Tredone, success is a decision away. You have to make a decision. I will not live my life like this any longer. I will show up like the person that I know I was created to be. And it's going to be a little scary. But I guarantee you it will be people along the way that will guide you. I guarantee you it will be people along the way to guide you. Like the book, The Alchemist. If you follow your heart, the universe will conspire to work in your favor. Now, sometimes I'm saying if that was that Ralph Smart quote or was that The Alchemist, okay? But when you follow your heart, the universe will work It will work in your favor, but you gotta follow it. So many people say, "Oh, I listen to my heart. My heart led me astray." No, honey, you listening to your mind, cause your heart will never lead you astray. That's your mind, okay? That's the stuff that's in your subconscious. So you gotta know that you have the ability to change your life. You have to understand that and get there. It's not nobody else's responsibility. It is your responsibility. It is for you to show up different. It is for you to be the person that you was created to be. So closing, okay, from the book of Psycho-Cybernetics, okay, by Maxwell Maltz, it says beauty is more than skin deep. A plastic surgeon does not simply alter a man's face. He alters the man's inner self. The incisions he makes are more than skin deep. They frequently cut deep into the psyche as well. I decided a long time ago that this is an awesome responsibility and that I owe it to my patients and to myself to know something about what I'm doing. No responsible MD will attempt to perform extensive plastic surgery without specialized knowledge and training. Just so, I feel that if changing a man's face is going to change the inner man as well, I have a responsibility to acquire specialized knowledge in that field also. Now, let me tell you something. I remember once upon a time where as though I would not pick up a book, okay? I would say, I don't read. I would say, ain't nobody got time to read. Because I thought that after you graduated from school, that was it. That your education, it don't go on. And actually, in the words of Napoleon Hill, okay, educo, which is where education is derived from, which means Latin. It means to draw out, to bring out, okay, whatever it is that you have in, draw it out. And so I had to start changing my self-image. The reason why that I thought, or I would say, I don't read, I don't have time for that, or whatever it was, because one, I used to say, I'm not a good reader, okay? That was one. And then two, I remember the conversations where as though it was certain things. Remember what I said earlier about, people would often say I would get the cat by the tail. So I would play small because I would say, I don't want to get the cat by the tail. I don't want to get that wrong, okay? And then three, after I had was in the system, okay, and when I went back to school, because I, stopped, but when I went back to school, I was placed in special ed, okay? And so these images of myself, okay, I used to feel like I wasn't smart enough. I used to feel like I wasn't good enough, okay? And from me taking Bob Proctor's program, okay, and I will forever be grateful because I remember wanting difference so bad that I said, you know what? I am going to do something different. And I remember listening to Bob Proctor, who didn't even finish high school, okay? And he gave me that confidence that it's not about how much you know. It is about you doing the thing that you absolutely love to do. It's not about you being so smart. Because one of the things he said it's people that is so smart that are broke. And so from me showing up for myself, and when I seen Bob Proctor and he would talk about books and, like he would recommend a book, all the books that I mainly got in my closet is mainly from me listening to Bob Proctor's audios, whether it was on YouTube or taking his course, and then me going to order the book. The reason being was because I know success leaves clues. And if I say that I am going to show up for myself, and if I am going to change me and my children's lives, then I know I have the ability to do so. It's not about what you have been told. It's not about what people may have said about you. It's not about if they thought that you was stupid, or if they thought that you couldn't perform, or if they thought that, you couldn't speak or whatever. It's not about that. What it's about is about you taking your goddamn power back. What it's about is you not listening to someone who has a tainted self-image of themselves, and then they try to move it on you, or they try to tell you something about the way they feel. Because one thing I know to be true, and two things to be certain, is this: hurt people hurt people. Oh, it's the food thing? Yeah, it should be done. And if people are so confident with who they are not going to be trying to bring you down. But do understand this: no one cannot bring you down without your permission. You have to understand that you are the creator of your reality. On all platforms, you are the creator of your reality. And so when certain things show up in your life, you ask yourself, why do that get to me? Why do I let that bother me? So the old Dina could have never done a video like this, or even showed up. But I needed to go through that. I needed to lose myself, or lose the identity that was created from culture, from society. I needed to lose that and come back to the real me. And the real you is love. The real you is love. And so with that being said, I love you guys. Make sure you believing in yourselves. Make sure you rocking out. Make sure you keep on going. Okay. Hey Noah, peace to you, baby. Peace to you, peace to you. Hey Tracy. I'm in the health sister. Okay, Miss Harden, honey, you back, huh? All right, so I catch you guys on the next one. Get in the mirror. Get in the mirror. If I could advise anything, get in the mirror. Start telling yourself exactly what it is. At first it's gonna be uncomfortable. It's gonna feel, it's gonna feel like you lying, but you actually telling yourself the truth. It's just that the programming been going on for so long, right? That you actually feel like, oh, this is a lie. But you are beautiful. You are brilliant. You are smart. You are talented. You are a creator. You are magnificent. You are phenomenal. That is the truth. But somewhere along the way, you have been programmed to believe something other than what it is. And so you got to get back to it. You have to get back to it. And it is nobody else's responsibility. It's nobody else's responsibility to say, oh, girl, you look nice. Honey, you should have told yourself that when as soon as you woke up, you should have winked at yourself in that mirror. You should have told yourself, goddamn, I'm fine. Okay? Now, the people that's insecure, they will say, damn, you conceited. It's always the insecure ones that's going to say you conceited. It's always going to be the insecure ones that's going to say, what? They going to frown their face up upon you, okay? Because they insecure. But that don't mean you turn your goddamn light down because somebody else is insecure. That's their job. They gotta pick up the speed. That ain't got nothing to do with you. That ain't got nothing to do with you. If they feel in some type of way because you think highly of yourself, they have to figure it out. That ain't got nothing to do with you. And that's why that's why, okay? I will not have nobody in my circle. Honey, if you don't think you special or if you don't think you got it going on, honey, you can't, because you ain't gonna think I got it going on, and I know I got it going on. Okay? And then when I get dressed, or even if I'm not dressed, okay, I don't want nobody, who feel, if just say I want to walk around with my goddamn hair sticking up on my head today. Okay, because not every day I'm like this. And I'm comfortable in my damn skin. But I don't want nobody is going to be around me. Honey, if you insecure, I'm sorry. Okay, because I know before I used to be that. But honey, I'm not there today, and you're going to have to catch up. Okay? Because you can't be around me if you insecure, and if every minute I gotta tell you look nice, honey. You should know you look nice, no matter what you're wearing. See, that's the part of me that I need to lose. I needed to understand. It is not about what you wear. It is not about somebody else's goddamn name on your damn bag. It is about who you are. It's about how you show up. That's what it's about, okay? And so if you walking around, okay, all the time, and somebody got to tell you look nice, somebody got to tell you, oh girl, you got it going on, or somebody got to tell you those things, honey, okay, get in the mirror. Get in the mirror. Start telling yourself those things. Your self-image, it plays a part in everything. Your relationships, your finances, where you work at. I used to say, oh no, where I work at, they ain't got nothing to, yes it does. Yes it do. Yes it do. All that plays a role. All that plays a role. And sometimes we make excuses. Oh no, I just work there because it is. Okay. All right. But my self-image is start going up. Okay. When I start getting comfortable about who I am. Okay. I start understanding I am not this body. Okay? I am not this body. That's what you got to understand. See, you think I'm this body, I'm this, I'm that. You so attached to these labels and titles and everything. And these labels and titles, they putting you in this goddamn box. Okay? It's putting you in this box. You got to understand you are not the labels and the titles. That's why I say don't put no label, don't put no damn title on me. Because with a label or a title, honey, you can get bought. Okay? You can get bought. So don't put no label or no title on your damn self. You are above the damn label or the title. Nobody can tell you what you're capable of doing. No one. No one can tell you what you're capable of doing. I don't give a damn who they are. Your mama, your daddy, I don't care who they are. Hey, they gonna tell you what you're capable of doing. All right, so with that being said, make sure you guys cop this book. I believe this book is like, what, $7 or $8, something like that, or whatever amount it is. It really doesn't matter, okay? Is about mindset, okay? See, if you look at money, one thing you got to understand about money is energy. Money is a tool, okay? Energy is a tool. Perhaps you buy one of the books that I often mention, and then you make so much money from that book, because maybe along the way you start changing some things about yourself. Okay? Maybe it start bringing some light on, some shining a light on them. Okay? Shining a light on certain areas of your life, and you start changing. Okay, you got to invest in yourself. You got to be willing to invest in yourself. And so with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next one.